A 2,000-year-old horse skeleton, recently discovered in France, shocks archaeologists. France, with its long and rich history, has always been an attractive destination for archaeologists. Recent archaeological discoveries here not only depict a glorious past, but also uncover secrets that have never been revealed before. From ancient ruins underground to magnificent monuments, France consistently offers fascinating stories about civilizations that existed thousands of years ago. These discoveries not only shed light on important historical factors, but also leave us in awe of the skill and talent of ancient civilizations. So, what breakthroughs have been made in French archaeology in recent years? In this video, we will explore the most impressive archaeological discoveries in France, bringing to life the image of a golden era long gone. What are these discoveries? Let's begin now. The 2,000-year-old horse tomb. In May 2024, French archaeologists discovered an incredibly unique horse tomb in central France. What makes this tomb so special is the mystery surrounding the fate of the horses that had passed away. Were they victims of brutal warfare, or were they part of a special religious ritual? The answer is still being sought by scientists. Specifically, at this archaeological site, experts uncovered the remains of 28 horses. Interestingly, all of them were of the same breed, around 6 years old, and were buried immediately after death. These horses were placed in separate burial pits, lying on their right side, with their heads facing south, a very unique arrangement. Additionally, near the horse tomb, archaeologists discovered another grave containing the remains of 2 dogs, with their heads facing west. This image raises many questions. Could this be a sign of a religious ritual, or part of a larger event, like a bloody war? According to experts from the National Institute of Preventive Archaeological Research of France, carbon dating shows that this tomb dates back to the Gallic Wars period, an important phase in the Roman conquest of Gaul, which lasted from 58 BC to 50 BC. The horse tomb is estimated to be from around 100 BC to 100 AD, a period full of turmoil. What is particularly remarkable about this tomb is that only adult male horses were buried, which makes the hypothesis of an animal disease less likely. However, scientists have not ruled out this possibility and are continuing their research, thoroughly examining the remains to look for signs of parasites or other evidence that could explain the horses' deaths. Caves with mysterious paintings. One of the most impressive archaeological discoveries has recently been made in the Grotte de Cussac cave, Dordogne, in southwestern France. This region is famous for its prehistoric cave paintings, such as the well-known paintings at Lascaux. However, the unique feature of this cave is the presence of animal and human engravings, along with human burial sites dating back over 25,000 years. The Grotte de Cussac cave, located in one of Europe's most important archaeological areas, contains more than 800 unique engravings. These engravings are believed to have been created between 25,000 and 30,000 years ago, raising fascinating questions about the beliefs, customs, and lives of people from that period. Led by Professor Jacques Joubert from the University of Bordeaux, the international research team has spent over a decade exploring this cave. One of the most startling discoveries was the presence of the remains of at least 6 individuals, all dating from 25,000 to 30,000 years ago. These are extremely rare remains of ancient burial rituals, and more importantly, they were buried in a cave containing artworks, a feature seldom recorded in archaeology. However, Dr. Alain Schatzmans, a research member at the University of Wollongong and University of Bordeaux, said that, in addition to the usual challenges associated with reconstructing ancient history from archaeological remains, the Grotte de Cussac project presented additional obstacles. Apart from the typical challenges, such as the restoration of ancient relics, the research team faced major difficulties as they were not allowed to excavate and had to conduct all studies directly within the cave. The cave is classified as a National Heritage Site, meaning nothing inside could be moved or altered. Furthermore, the carbon dioxide levels inside the cave are very high at certain times of the year, limiting the researchers to working there for only 3 months each year. What concerned the scientists the most was the potential contamination by microorganisms from the outside. Any foreign agent, even the smallest, could affect the preservation of these ancient relics, including the cave surfaces and engravings. Therefore, archaeologists had to wear sterilized protective clothing and rubber boots to protect this nearly intact space. Another fascinating discovery was the arrangement of the human remains. The bodies were deliberately moved and placed at 3 different locations within the cave, indicating the existence of a complex funeral ritual, most likely connected to the beliefs of that time. The community inhabiting the cave performed special rituals, showing respect and a close relationship between the living and the dead. The research team's goal in the coming years is to continue studying the deaths and burial rituals of ancient humans. They hope to reconstruct a clearer picture of how ancient people faced death, thereby uncovering more of their deep beliefs and faith. Neolithic Village. At the vast Marais de Saint-Gond archaeological site, dating back to the Neolithic period in northeastern France, archaeologists have recently discovered traces of a long-term settlement, providing rare insights into the social organization of the area, 150 years after the first flintstones were discovered. The village was found when archaeologists uncovered a ditch used for installing a fence at the Val des Marais commune, about 85 miles from Paris. According to expert assessments, this prehistoric structure surrounded a hill, covering an estimated area of 2.5 acres. During the archaeological work, a building with an apse-style vaulted roof was cleared. This building was located near a large trash pit, approximately 66 feet in diameter, and several wells. Rémi Martineau, a researcher at the French National Center for Scientific Research, who along with his team discovered the village this summer, emphasized that this was the missing piece the research team had been seeking. Martineau explained that this new discovery marks a significant milestone, providing insights into the economic, social, and territorial organization of the Neolithic period. He stressed that the site had a complete structure and social foundations seemed to have existed at that time. Particularly at Marais de Saint-Gond, archaeologists have identified 15 large flint mines covering an area of 1,112 acres and 135 underground tunnels. 5 cul-de-sacs were surrounded by standing stones, 10 polishing tools for axes, and fields burned with controlled straw burning, all identified since flint was first discovered a century and a half ago. In addition, the team uncovered a small oval object made of mother-of-pearl, with 2 holes drilled in it, possibly a precursor to a button, dating back around 3,300 to 3,400 years. These consecutive discoveries are the result of a research program led by the CNRS, initiated 20 years ago. Ancient tomb from the 14th century, beneath Notre-Dame Cathedral in Paris. On March 14, 2022, the French Ministry of Culture announced an incredibly important archaeological discovery beneath the Notre-Dame Cathedral in Paris, one of the most iconic landmarks of the capital. During excavation work for the restoration of the cathedral's bell tower, archaeologists uncovered a remarkable tomb containing a lead coffin in the shape of a human figure, astonishingly well preserved. Interestingly, this coffin may be the burial site of a prominent figure from ancient times, dating back to around the year 1300 AD, shortly after the construction of the Notre-Dame Cathedral. This is an extremely rare and significant discovery, raising questions about the cathedral's history as well as the secrets buried for centuries beneath this ancient structure. Furthermore, the excavation also revealed parts of a painted sculpture believed to have originated from the 13th century. Fragments of this sculpture were previously found during restoration work in the mid-19th century and are now on display at the Louvre Museum. The combination of architecture, art, and history in these findings further enriches the value of Notre-Dame Cathedral. However, we cannot overlook the devastating fire on April 15, 2019, when the fierce blaze destroyed much of the cathedral, melting 660 tons of lead from the roof and causing severe air pollution in Paris. Nevertheless, the French government is urgently working to restore this iconic structure so that Notre-Dame Cathedral can once again rise, preserving and continuing to tell the mysterious stories of the past. The recent discovery beneath the cathedral is not just an archaeological piece of evidence, but also a doorway into the colorful and mysterious past of Paris. These relics are sure to continue attracting the attention of researchers and the public for years to come. Hybrid infant remains with another species. A surprising discovery has attracted the attention of the scientific community, as a fragment of an infant's remains was found in a cave 125 miles from Paris. What is surprising is that the bone fragment does not fully resemble modern humans, nor is it from ancient Neanderthals, raising many unanswered questions. This discovery not only sheds light on part of the mystery of human history, but could also change the way we perceive the relationship between Homo sapiens and ancient humans. The bone fragment was discovered in the Grotte du Renne cave, located in Arcy-sur-Cure, about 125 miles southeast of Paris. This cave is in the Châtel-Péronian region, where Neanderthals lived around 4,500 to 41,000 years ago. This area is particularly important in the study of ancient humans because evidence of Neanderthal life has been found here. However, the bone fragment discovered has caused considerable confusion. Although it shares some features with Neanderthals, experts have confirmed that it is not from a Neanderthal. Notably, this bone fragment exhibits characteristics similar to those of modern humans, though with some minor differences. The research team, led by paleoanthropologist Bruno Morel from the University of Bordeaux and the French National Center for Scientific Research, concluded that this bone fragment could belong to a lineage of modern humans, but with some traits not entirely modern. Experts suggest that this infant may belong to an early lineage of Homo sapiens, retaining some characteristics from the early stages of human evolution. This discovery raises an intriguing hypothesis. It is possible that modern Homo sapiens and Neanderthals lived in the same region, even sharing a culture and survival techniques. Some researchers further speculate that this infant may have been a hybrid between Homo sapiens and Neanderthals, with predominantly Homo sapiens traits. In fact, interbreeding between human species was common in the past. For example, people in some northern European regions today may carry up to 2% Neanderthal DNA, while many Asians still preserve traits from Denisovans, another branch of ancient humans. This discovery has shaken the scientific community and raises major questions about how Homo sapiens may have survived and evolved in a world dominated by Neanderthals. The idea that these two species coexisted and may have shared cultural values and survival techniques is a topic that scientists are now studying more deeply. Furthermore, this discovery also contributes to answering one of the biggest questions in human history. Why did Neanderthals go extinct? While Homo sapiens survived and thrived as we do today, the remains of the infant in the Châtel-Péronian region are not only a key piece of the puzzle of the past, but also a significant step toward understanding the interaction between modern humans and Neanderthals. This discovery will undoubtedly lead to more research and debates about how ancient human species once coexisted and interacted with each other. The 27 skeletons in the house of the French doctor. Marcel-André Henri Félix Petiot, also known as Dr. Satan, is one of the most infamous and haunting criminals in French history. Born on January 17, 1897, in a small town in France, Petiot had a troubled childhood. Diagnosed early with mental illness and antisocial behavior, Petiot faced significant challenges growing up. However, few could have imagined that someone who struggled academically would go on to become a doctor and later a brutal serial killer. Petiot began his path by joining the French army during World War I, where he was involved in many suspicious events. Wounded in the war, Petiot was treated but was later accused of stealing medicine and medical equipment. After the war, he continued to pursue medicine, but his life gradually spiraled into darker activities. In 1926, after the sudden disappearance of a patient's daughter, the police suspected Petiot but were unable to prove his involvement. This was just the beginning of the series of crimes Petiot would commit in the years that followed. Dr. Petiot became well known in the medical community, but there were rumors about his illegal activities, including providing narcotics and performing illegal abortions. However, it was during World War II that Petiot committed crimes no one could have anticipated. Taking advantage of the chaos and threats during the German occupation, Petiot built a false reputation as a person who helped people escape, particularly Jews and anti-Nazi activists. Using a sophisticated scam, Petiot demanded large sums of money from these individuals in exchange for helping them escape to safer countries. However, instead of helping them escape, Petiot injected cyanide into their bodies, stole all their valuables, and discarded their bodies. Petiot's criminal activities began to come to light when neighbors reported strange odors and smoke rising from his house. When the police investigated, they uncovered a chilling treasure: numerous skeletons, victim belongings, and other horrifying evidence. Even more terrifying, Petiot showed no remorse. After Paris was liberated, Petiot escaped and even participated in a manhunt for himself under a new alias. However, this cunning fox could not escape justice for long. Petiot was arrested in 1946 and put on trial, charged with the murders of at least 27 people. Throughout the trial, Petiot admitted to killing 19 of his victims. As a result, in May 1946, Dr. Satan, Marcel Petiot, was sentenced to death by guillotine, ending one of the most brutal and horrifying crime sprees in French criminal history. The story of Marcel Petiot is not only a lesson in deception and crime, but also a reminder of how one person can deceive and take the lives of dozens of others, driven by greed and ruthlessness. Ancient Etruscan tomb on the island of Corsica. Recently, the French National Institute for Preventive Archaeological Research, INRAP, announced a highly significant archaeological discovery in the town of Aleria, located in the northern part of Corsica, where researchers unearthed an Etruscan tomb dating back over 2,300 years. This tomb is believed to belong to a wealthy Etruscan family who lived on the island of Corsica between 300 and 400 BC. Although the tomb's ceiling had collapsed over time, the remains inside were remarkably intact, along with priceless items such as jewelry, weapons, and ritual objects. According to Laurent Vidal, the lead archaeologist for the Aleria excavations, the excavation was conducted with advanced techniques that allowed the team to conduct a deeper study into the lives of the ancient Etruscans. Thanks to these modern methods, we now have a better understanding of Etruscan social organization, religious beliefs, and trade relationships, topics that have remained mysterious to historians for centuries. The Etruscans, who existed before the Roman civilization, remain one of Europe's most enigmatic peoples. The Etruscan civilization reached its peak between the 8th and 1st centuries BC and significantly influenced the formation of the Roman Empire. Originating from Tuscany and Umbria in Italy, the Etruscans built prosperous cities and expanded their influence across the Mediterranean, establishing trade and cultural ties with many other civilizations. Aleria, where the tomb was discovered, was once a major trade center along the Tyrrhenian Sea. Around 540 BC, the Etruscans conquered the area from the Phocians and transformed Aleria into a bustling commercial hub. However, in 259 BC, Aleria was taken by the Romans and became part of the Roman Empire. Therefore, this discovery is not only an important archaeological find, but also an opportunity to reassess the greatness and mystery of the Etruscan civilization, which had a profound impact on European history but is still not fully explored. The study of artifacts, skeletal remains, and ritual objects in the tomb will certainly help scientists continue to expand our knowledge of a civilization that played a significant role in shaping what we know about European history today. 600-year-old castle buried beneath a hotel foundation. A medieval castle has been unexpectedly uncovered in the city of Vannes, located in the northwest of France. The ruins of this castle are situated directly beneath the foundation of Château Lagorce, a private villa built in the 18th century that is now a hotel. The most remarkable aspect of this discovery is how completely unexpected it was, as the scientists were conducting ground tests at the hotel site prior to its renovation for the construction of an art museum. Vannes, a city with a rich historical background, was once the center of an important medieval duchy called Bro-Wened, or Bro-Ereg, meaning Vannes, or Land of Guereg. Therefore, the discovery of an ancient castle here did not surprise archaeologists. However, the surprise came from the method of discovery when excavations revealed layers of history beneath the surface. In the first phase of excavation, researchers focused on the hotel's courtyard, and what they uncovered astonished everyone. 2 layers of the castle's defensive walls and a moat located 13 feet, about 4 meters, below the street level. These traces proved that an ancient castle, dating back to the 14th century, had been built by Jean IV, the Duke of Brittany, to assert his central power over the duchy and the town of Vannes. This ancient castle, known as Château de l'Hermine, is more than 600 years old and was constructed in the late 14th century. According to the French National Institute for Preventive Archaeological Research, the remnants of the castle suggest it had 3 to 4 stories, with some staircases remarkably well preserved. Additionally, marks on the cut stones indicate decorative works and ancillary structures, such as toilets and drainage pipes. In addition to the architectural structures, the research team also discovered many valuable artifacts that help recreate the lives of the castle's inhabitants in the 15th and 16th centuries. These items include coins, knives, tiles, wooden bowls, kitchen utensils, and some jewelry. Notably, due to favorable soil conditions, many objects like clothing, shoe buckles, pins, rings, and locks have been preserved in relatively good condition. Even more fascinating, the excavations uncovered a workshop connected to the living quarters of the castle. A large water well, fed by a channel, along with the remains of a bridge that connected the castle to the rest of the old town, were also found. These discoveries provide further insight into the living conditions and social organization of medieval society in Van. Dear friends, with that, the discovery of the 600-year-old castle concludes today's video. Which discovery impressed you the most? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to give us a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any other exciting discoveries. For now, goodbye and see you again soon.